Hi guys, and happy Monday. Oh, actually, sorry, happy Tuesday. Yesterday was Monday, a long weekend, so today is Tuesday and Melanie is here teaching you today. So, how was your long weekend, everyone? Did you do anything special over the weekend? In Vancouver, the weather was kind of iffy on Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday and Sunday were kind of a write-off for me. So when I say write-off, that means didn't really do anything, just kind of watched TV, studied, played video games. Yesterday though, I went on a nice walk around New Westminster with my husband, and we sat on the grass, watched the river view, and just relaxed. So yeah, yesterday was absolutely gorgeous, so had one really nice day over the long weekend. Let me know if you got up to anything special or fun this weekend. Okay, so I know it is Tuesday, but because this is a short week, we're going to be doing things a little bit differently. We're going to pretend it's Monday today, and we're going to follow Monday's regular schedule. So that being grammar, idioms, and then for the last class, I will give you a writing model for your assignment. And that assignment, we're not going to make it due until Thursday, so don't worry, it will not be due tomorrow. And then tomorrow, I know it's Wednesday, but we're going to be doing Tuesday's lesson tomorrow. Thursday will be Wednesday's lesson, and we're going to say goodbye to Thursday's material, and then Friday will just be a regular lesson. So it might be a little bit confusing, I apologize, but we are going to be looking at Monday's material today. So, for example, I believe that is simple future tense. So even though it's Tuesday, please go to your Monday folders. Again, go to your Monday folders and pull out the grammar sheet. We got two of them. I'll be kind of jumping back and forth between these two sheets. One of them has a lovely lady teaching us all about the future tense. So yeah, pull these on out and feel free to follow my examples on the board here. Okie doke, guys, are you ready? Let's do this. So, future tense. When do we use future tense? Well, it might be quite obvious, but we use it to talk about things in the future. So essentially, we're talking about things that have not happened yet, but are going to happen in the future. So, here's my example, and it's a true example. Next year, I will graduate from university. Hooray! So right now, what year is it? It's 2020. So next year, 2021, I'm going to graduate from my university program. Exciting stuff. All right, so we have a little handy dandy table here showing past, present, future. So right now, so let's say, for example, what is today's date? It's May 19th, 2020. Sorry, that's kind of tiny writing, I know. So basically, anything that happens in the future is between now and any time, like way off in the distant future. So future tense is always talking about any events that happen within this realm here. There is no limit to how far in the future you can go. Okay, so when you're talking about things that will happen in the future, it could happen as soon as today, like maybe in 5 minutes from now. So for example, maybe in 5 minutes, we will do an exercise. We will do an exercise. I'm not going to finish the sentence. We will do an exercise on future tense. All right. And, okay, so I forgot to explain this, sorry, but how do we form simple future? Lucky for us, it's really simple. All you have to do is put will in front of the verb. And you don't have to conjugate the verb. You just use the base form of the verb. So I'm going to give you another example. I'm going to get rid of the graduation picture because it's taken up room. Okay. So I'm going to give you a present form. So here's present form or present tense. I eat hamburgers. period. Okay, so this is just in general. I eat hamburgers sometimes. Now, if we are going to turn it into future tense, so maybe we could say, for dinner tonight, like tonight for dinner, and you're just gonna add will. I will eat hamburgers. Okay. So, like I said, this verb here, you're just going to use the base form. You don't have to conjugate it. So what I mean by that is I'll show you another example. So let's change I into she. Now, she eat hamburgers. Okay, there's something wrong here. What could it be? Of course, don't forget to add that S because it's third person. Present tense, you're gonna add S at the end of eat. But for future tense, do we have to add S to the end of eat? For dinner, she will eat hamburgers. What do you think? Yes or no S? The answer is actually no S. So this is just use the base form. No conjugation required. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, hey? Okay, so that's it. Like that's pretty much most of the rules for simple future. All right, so I'm going to give you a quick little exercise. Like I said 5 minutes ago, I will give you an exercise on future tense. Here we go. All right, so I'm going to get rid of this because I don't think we need that anymore. Okay. And I think I'm gonna actually, no, I'll leave that up there for now. Okay, so exercise 1. Actually, no, I think I will get rid of this. Sorry, it's taken up too much space. Okay, so exercise 1. Exercise 1. Exercise 1. Okay, I want you to turn the sentence into future tense. Turn the sentence into future tense. These are my instructions for you. Okay, I'm gonna give that pen a break. And this is the pen I'm supposed to be using. Okay, so here's an example. Okay, so I drink coffee. That's it. Okay. So we have to turn this into future tense. And how do we do that? So I'll show you. We're going to say, I will drink coffee. I will drink coffee. That's it. Okay. So now I would like you to do the next ones on your own, okay? Are you ready? Here we go. Number 1. I eat sushi for dinner. Okay, so how do we change it into future tense? Type in your answers now. Go ahead. In the meantime, I'm going to write out number 2 as well. All right. He goes to university. And how do we change this into future tense? Please write in the answer. And finally, number 3, just 3 questions. They bought a house in Whistler. Okay, so this one, number 3, notice that this is past tense. So if you change it to future tense, this is definitely going to have to change. And so please type in the answer for number 3. Number 2, third person, he goes, but be careful. Remember the rule for when you turn this into future tense. Is it going to be he will go or he will goes? And go ahead, don't be shy. Type in your answers anytime. In the meantime, I'm just going to get some water. Pardon me. Okay, any thoughts out there? Okay, so I see someone has given an answer and they said, I will eat sushi for dinner. Nice, excellent. I will eat sushi for dinner. I will. That one's pretty easy. You're just sticking will in, not too difficult. Yes. I don't see any answers for number 2 yet. No thoughts? Don't be shy. Okay, so what I want you guys to do was, so for number 2, now we're not going to say, so yeah, we'll say he will. And remember, even though it's third person, we're not going to say goes. He will go. Once you put will in there, you do not need to conjugate this verb. Okie doke? And for the third answer, somebody gave an answer. Thank you so much. They said, they will buy a house in Whistler. They will buy. Very good. And you conjugated this to the regular form. Good stuff, good stuff. Okay, let me know if you have any questions at all. But I think this part's pretty simple. We're going to move on to part 2 of the grammar explanation. So we're going to level up a little bit. All done. And let me know if I'm going too fast through the answers, okay? I can slow down if need be. So. Now, I taught you I will eat hamburgers. So I taught you the will form, but did you know there's another form? So I'm going to show you this is first will plus verb. So for example, I will eat hamburgers. Okay, but there is another way you can talk about simple future tense. Okay, so there is be going to. So you can use this plus verb. Okay, so this one's a little bit trickier, but it's not that bad, don't worry. So for example, instead of saying I will eat hamburgers, you could say I am going to. I am going to eat hamburgers. Now, this has the exact same meaning as the number 1, as the first sentence. I will eat hamburgers. I am going to eat hamburgers. It is the same meaning. There is no difference in meaning. However, typically, this is a little bit more formal, especially in formal writing. You will want to use this. Going to, be going to, this is a little bit more casual. So I'm going to make note. So this is more casual, and this is more formal, more polite. So if you are in doubt which one to use, if you're writing, a letter to someone or an email or like an assignment, especially if it's to someone you don't know well, this is the better one to use. It's better to be formal and polite. This one you can typically use with friends or people you know really well. That's the main difference between these two. So typically though, especially in spoken English, it doesn't matter which one you use. I use both all the time. There you go. All right. So I'm going to give you a few examples of using the casual form, be going to. Now this is a bit trickier because you have to conjugate this fella here. So let's say, for example, I be going to move to Thailand. Okay, is this correct? I be going to move to Thailand. What do you think? Is this a correct sentence? No, it is not a correct sentence. And what's the problem? The issue lies here. You have to conjugate this. You sound like a pirate if you talk like this. Yar, matey, I be going to move to Thailand, me hearty. But if we want to sound like proper folk who speak English well, we're going to conjugate it. I am going to move to Thailand. So don't forget to conjugate the be form. This is the plain form, so make sure you conjugate this according to the subject. So of course we have I am. Next, what do we have? We have you are. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna make a little woo. You are going to move to Thailand. Ooh, lucky you. All the yummy food. All right, what else do we have? He, she, or it. So what do you think? He, she, it. How do we conjugate this verb? You can let me know in the comments, okay? I want you to try and figure this out. And then we or slash they. Okay, so I am going to move to Thailand. You are going to move to Thailand. He is going to move to Thailand. We going to move to Thailand. What do you guys think? You can let me know in the comments. We, they is the same answer as one of these. Okay, somebody said he, she is going to move to Thailand. Excellent, thank you. All right, and we, they are. We are going to move to Thailand. They are going to move to Thailand. Okay. So I just wanted you to be aware of those conjugation changes for be going to. But yeah, it's fairly simple. Like it's nothing too much crazier than will. Alrighty. Now, let's see. Let's do another exercise. So I'm going to erase this in 3, 2, 1. And it is all gone. Okay. Be going to get rid of that. All gone. How are we doing out there? What are you going to eat for dinner tonight? I'm going to eat quinoa, the usual, my boring dinner. Okay, so exercise 2. Exercise 2. How are we doing? Okay, we're still good for time. Okay, so what you're going to do is change from will to be going to. So this is all that I want you to do. So, for example, I will buy coffee. Okay, so how are we going to change this? I will buy coffee. So we're going to change it to be going to. So remember, so watch out for the subject. So we're going to say I am, because we say I am going to buy coffee. Going to buy coffee. Okie dokie. All good? You know what to do. So number 1, what do we have? Okay, ooh, this might be true of me. I will buy a dog next year. I hope so, I hope so. I really want to buy a dog, but I do not have enough money right now, sadly. Okay, dogs are expensive. I will buy a dog next year. So we want to change this from will to be going to. Don't forget to conjugate though. Please type in your answers now. And I'm going to write in number 2 as well. They will move to Hawaii. Ooh, next year. And I'd like you to also write out the answer for this, please and thank you. Remember to watch out for the subjects and how you are going to conjugate be, okay? Number 3. She will get married next summer. Next summer. Okay. She will get married next summer. What do you think it's going to be? Please type in your answers. And last one, number 4. You will love these cookies I baked. I think I bake pretty good cookies. So yeah, this is what I say to people after I give them some cookies that I bake. Okay guys, so please let me know what your answers are. Any thoughts at all? Hello, is anybody out there? Okie dokie, let's see. Okay, I do have one response. So someone said, I am going to. Very good. I am going to buy a dog next year. Okay. I am going to. Oops, sorry. I should have left more space. To buy a dog. Okay. This is the only part I changed. Pardon me for erasing all that mess. Okay, what about number 2? I see someone gave me an answer. They are going to. Nice, thank you. They, okay, let's do move to. They are, because we want this to agree with the subject. They are going to move to Hawaii next year. Lucky family. Excuse me. She will get married next summer. I don't see any responses. So obviously we're going to get rid of will. She, and so the subject is she. So that means we're going to want to say is. She is going to. Going to. Sorry, I kind of ran out of space there, so I just stuck it in there. All right. And the last one. You will love these cookies I baked. Okay. Let's see if anyone gave an answer. You, oh, somebody's typing in their answer. Okay. You, and they said you are going to. Nice. You are going to. You are going to love these cookies I baked. Yes. Good. Nice work, guys. Okay. So I think we're doing good, doing good. So I'm going to erase all this. We're halfway done this part of the grammar. So now we're going to talk about how to make negative form. It's fairly simple. It's fairly simple, so don't stress, don't stress. All right. Get rid of all of that. Okay. So this could be a very good little chart to show you how to do negative. So you'll see here next to this lovely lady with the pointy stick, what you are going to do is basically subject. So for example, I plus will plus not. So this is the negatory part. I will not plus and then verb. So I will not, I will not eat hamburgers tonight. I don't know why I'm talking about hamburgers so much today. I will not eat hamburgers tonight. Okay, so this is very simple. All you have to do is just put not after will to make it negative. Easy, right? Okay, I'll give one more example. They will not move to Hawaii. Okay, just kidding, they will not move to Hawaii next year. Will not. Okay, so that's it. Fairly simple, fairly easy. Now, what about going to? All right, so remember, this is example 1, and this is the formal one. Formal. Oh, I forgot something important, sorry. Before we move on to be going to, you can make a contraction with will and not. So will and not, you can put them together, will not, and they become dun da da da, won't. So this is like very formal, like will not. So if you want to make your sentences shorter, because in English that's what we love to do, cause we be lazy like that. You can just say won't. So for example, we could just say, I won't eat hamburgers tonight. And that's totally fine. They will not. You could say, they won't move to Hawaii next year. So it's completely up to you if you want to say will not or won't. Personally, I would say won't is a bit more natural because when you're speaking, it's just quicker to say won't instead of will not. I won't eat hamburgers tonight versus I will not eat hamburgers tonight. Won't is a lot shorter, so try using it. It's good stuff. Okie doke, now that I'm done with that, we're gonna be moving on to negative be going to. So here we are with our casual. Okay, so we have our subject, and so I am plus be plus not plus going to. So this gets a little bit more complicated. So I am not going to plus verb. Eat hamburgers. Eat hamburgers. Okay, so this gets a wee bit more complicated because you are splitting be going to apart from, so be and going to, oh no, they're separated, and not goes right in the middle, essentially. So let's do another example. Let's do the Hawaii example. So they, and we're using be, so we want to say they are, so that's be verb agrees with the subject. They are, and then negative form, not. They are not going to. They are not going to move to Hawaii next summer because they couldn't afford it. They thought they could, but they actually couldn't. Too bad. They are not going to move to, okay, good, I wrote that all down correctly. Okay, so this is how you make negative form with will and negative form with be going to. Now, we're gonna do another exercise just to get you practicing this. Do we have any questions so far? Is anyone lost or are we all hunky-dory? Just let me know at any time, okay? So I'm going to erase all this in 3, 2, 1, and it is gone. All right, goodbye, formal, will not or won't. So for example, let's see. I definitely won't eat hamburgers tonight. I will eat quinoa tonight. I am not going to eat hamburgers tonight. What else am I not going to do today? Paul, I don't think, I am not going to study tonight. I'm probably gonna get home and I'm gonna wanna relax. Okay, so exercise 3. All right, change, sorry, let me just get to the correct page. Here we go. Okay, so here's exercise 3. Change from positive to negative form. Okay, so what does this mean? No worries. I'm going to give you an example. So for example, okay, I'm going to use the same darn sentence I've been using for all these exercises. E.g., I will buy coffee today. Okay, so we want to make it negative. So we can say, I will not, or we could even say, I won't. It doesn't matter which one you use. It's totally up to you. I will not or I won't buy coffee today. That's what I'm telling myself tomorrow. Okay, so there we go. We changed it from positive to negative. I will not buy coffee today. I won't buy coffee today. Okie doke. All right, so here we go. Number 1. He will buy a Ferrari. So that's a fancy car. Ooh, he will buy a Ferrari. But remember, we want to do negative form. So what are we going to say? Please type in your answers now. And let's do number 2 as well. Okay, now we're going to switching to I am going to. I am going to. Okay, so we're getting a little bit higher level here. Eat an entire pie. Oh God, that sounds gross. I love pie, but not that much. You all know what pie is, right? It's that yummy, flaky pastry. Yeah, it has meat or fruit in there. Maybe it doesn't have like a little X, I don't know. But yeah, I am going to eat an entire pie. Obviously, I'm not going to do that, so can we please change this to negative form? Thank you. Go ahead, type away, folks. And number 3, we are going to buy that house. We are going to buy that house. I'm telling you, we are going to buy it. Okay, but actually, no. No buying the house. So can we change it to negative form? And one last one, number 4. She is going to marry Justin Bieber. Ooh, the Biebs. Famous Canadian icon. I think we sang about him last week, didn't we? Oh, you should go and love yourself. That song, yeah. So she is going to marry Justin Bieber. Haha, just kidding. No, she isn't. Okay, so please type in your answers. Okay, we got an answer for number 1. Thank you. He will buy a Ferrari. They put he won't buy a Ferrari. Very good. Good job on using won't. He won't buy a Ferrari. He will not buy a Ferrari. That's okay too. Good job. And number 2, someone fixed it for me. They said, I am not going to eat an entire pie. Good. I am not going to eat. Going to eat an entire pie. Yes, thank you. Usually I am not that awful to my health. Okay, number 3, I don't see any answers. We are going to buy that house. Any thoughts? Number 4, don't see an answer yet. Okay, so number 3, I was hoping to see was we are not going to buy that house. It is too expensive. We cannot afford a $2 million house. Are you crazy? Okay, and finally, she is going to marry the Biebs. Oh, doesn't look like it. Somebody said she is not going to marry the Biebs. Thank you. She is not going to marry. Not going to marry Justin Bieber. Most people don't. It's okay. Good. All right, guys. How we feeling? Feeling good? Feeling solid? Okay. Now, for the last part, we are going to learn how to make questions using simple future. All right. Ooh, let's get rid of all this. Okay. Ooh. And all gone. Okay, so making questions with simple future. Okay, let's rewrite that making because that looks awful. My apologies. Making questions. Okay, so this is fairly simple. So, when we want to make a question, you can find it on the back here actually. Basically, all you're going to do is flip the future tense will with the subject. So for example, I will eat hamburgers. If you want to make it a question, actually it's kind of weird. Let's say you will eat hamburgers. You will eat hamburgers. So all you have to do is you're going to take the subject and switch it with will. Boop, 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 boop. And then it becomes a question. Will you eat hamburgers? Will you eat hamburgers? Question mark. And that's all there is to it. Let's see. Let's think of another example. Will he go to Paris? Will he go to Paris? All right. So whenever you want to make a question, make sure your subject comes second and will comes first. Okie doke. All right, now be going to. It's a little bit different. Sorry, so here's our first one. This is our formal. And here's our casual form, which is be going to. Okay, separate it. Okay. Are, let's see. So you are going to eat hamburgers. Classic hamburgers. So you're going to do some flipping around. So basically what you are going to do is this gets switched with this. Whoo, just kind of like up here. Are you going to eat hamburgers? Hamburgers. Okay, so for most yes or no questions, you might already be used to this. Typically, the verb gets flipped with the subject and it becomes a question. So you might be familiar with this already. So for example, are you okay? So typically we say you are okay. That is a regular statement. Are you okay? That becomes a question. All right. So let's see. Oh yeah, will he go to Paris? Let's do another example. Is he going to Paris? Is he going to Paris? Okay. Any questions so far? We doing okay? Alrighty, nice. So I think we're gonna do one last quick exercise and then we'll be done, future tense. Okay, let's see. I think I'm just gonna do, okay, so I'm going to erase this. Take your pictures if you need to. Going in 3, 2, 1, and it is gone. Whoa. So get rid of all that mess. Get rid of the casual stuff. Because he ain't going to Paris. All right, so let's do, okay, so basically turn the sentences into questions. Turn the sentences into questions. So for example, you are buying coffee. Oops, nope. You, totally wrong form, my fault. Okay, you will buy coffee. Okay, so what I want you to do is turn it into future tense. So, will you buy coffee? Will you buy coffee? Okay, so just flip those two around, pretty simple. So that's what I want you to do, okay? Now, are you ready? Here's number 1. All right. Let's see. You are going to the party. Ooh, at Michelle's. Michelle's having a big party. You are going to the party at Michelle's house. Now, turn it into question form. All right, I'll let you do it at any point. Go ahead. Okay, and number 2. Michelle is throwing a big party. Woohoo! It's gonna be lit, it's gonna be fun. Michelle is throwing a big party. Now, we want to ask this question. We want to make this a question. How do we do it? Type in your answers now. Okay, and one last thing. We will go to Australia on vacation. Okie dokie. I want you to turn this into a question as well, so please go ahead and give me your answers now. Oh, let me just take a swig of water. Much better. All right, any thoughts? Oh, don't know why I'm hot today. It's not a super hot day out, but I'm sweating like crazy. So if I look a little bit icky and gross, I apologize. Okay, I see someone has written an answer for number 1. Thank you. They said, are you going to the party at Michelle's? Good. So all we have to do is switch you and are. We're going to say, are you going to the party at Michelle's? Question mark. Bit squished in there, I know, sorry. And Michelle is throwing a big party. So somebody wrote, is Michelle throwing a big party? Nice, okay. Is Michelle throwing a big party? And then of course, don't forget your question mark at the end. Good job, good job. All right, last one. We will go, someone said, will we go to Australia on vacation? Very good. Will we go to Australia on vacation? Nice, okay. Thank you guys, good stuff. All right, so that is it for simple future tense. And like I said, I think it's fairly simple. If you do have any questions throughout the week, feel free to let me know though, and we can go over them. All right, so we're gonna say goodbye to future simple. And what we're gonna do now, oopsies, is say hello to models. So for the next 8-ish minutes, I'm gonna go over some of these. And whatever we don't finish in this class, we're gonna finish in the class after this one. So I'd like you to pull out this sheet. Oh, excuse me, getting breathless here, that's strange. I'd like you to pull out the sheet of paper from your Monday file. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna make a little handy dandy table for y'all. But first I gotta get rid of all this. Okay. So that's gone. Okay, so we're done with future tense. And we're moving on to models. Okay. Models. Okay, so what are models? So models are verbs. They are helping verbs essentially, and they can express like a manner of actions, which is indicated by like the main verb. So you may have seen them before. So for example, we have, what do we have? Like may, could, or can, you know, should, etc. So typically the rule is we have the modal verb and then just the regular verb. So for example, we could say I can, so this is the model, I can, and then verb, regular verb, eat. I can eat a lot of pizza, a lot of pizza. So that is one example of a model. If you don't quite understand it yet, don't worry, I'm going to go in a lot more detail, starting now. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this. Okie doke. So, starting with this table, we have models. Okay, so let's start off with may, can, and could. So these are the 3 models we're gonna start off with. And why? So what is the purpose of these models? When do we use may, can, and could? We use them usually when we're asking for permission. So asking for permission. So, for example, examples. Okay. Can I come in? Can I come in? So maybe maybe we're roommates and I want to ask you a question. I want to talk to you. So when you want to ask someone to come into the room, you could be like, hey, can I come in? And if the roommate says, yeah, sure, then you can come in. That is asking permission. You're asking if it's okay to do something. Sorry for that gross spit there, my bad. And another example, so can and could. So these are all the same meaning, but I'd like to note, can is more casual, so you can use it with friends. Could is more formal. So, and may is pretty formal too. So when you're talking to someone, when you're asking permission from someone you don't know very well, I recommend using could or may. So for example, could I borrow your phone? All right, so let's say, for example, you're walking down the street, you want to call your friend, but your phone's dead. Oh, no, you can't call your friend and let them know you're running late. So maybe you see someone on the street and you're like, hey, excuse me, could I borrow your phone? So you want to use could or may. So may I borrow your phone is fine as well. So these are both more formal and polite. Can, less formal, maybe with your friends. Okie doke? All right, so that is may, can, and could. Next, you can also use can and could to make a request, making requests. So this is similar to asking for permission. But when you're making requests, typically the subject is you, where permission, the subject is I. So, for example, maybe if you want to be really casual with your friend, you're like, hey, bud, can I borrow 20 bucks? Maybe not a very good not a very good thing to ask your friend, but you're like, hey, can I borrow 20 bucks? Oh, actually, sorry. That should be could, can you lend me? That's probably better, sorry, because you're making a request. So you're gonna remember the subject is you. Can you lend me 20 bucks? So you're asking your friend for money. Okay, and if you wanna be a little bit more polite, you might use this a lot, especially if you're traveling abroad. Could you tell me the way to Stanley Park? This is great for when you want to ask directions. So, for example, excuse me, could you tell me the way to Stanley Park? It's a very good, polite way to ask for directions from somebody. So if you're on the street, you're traveling, you need to use English, I recommend using could. All right, doing good, guys, doing good. All right, I think this will be the last one before our break, and then we're gonna do the rest after. So should, when do we use the should model? Use it when we are giving advice. Giving advice or suggestions. We're going to talk about this a lot in the next class. I'm gonna teach you how to give advice to your family and friends or coworkers. It's a good skill to have. Okay, so for example, let's say you're studying in Canada, but you really want to improve your English, and maybe you feel like, oh, I'm not getting good at English. What should I do? And then maybe I tell you, if you want to improve your English, you should make some local friends, because then you'll speak English all the time with them, and your English will improve so much. So if you want to improve your English, you should make local friends. Okay, And that is the should model, so typically used just for advice or suggestions. Okay, I apologize that we didn't finish all this before the break, but we will continue after 10 minutes. So we'll have a 10-minute break and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Hello guys and welcome back. Alright, my apologies. There's a little bit of a miscommunication on which lessons we were going to cover today. So I was covering Monday's lessons when I was supposed to be doing Tuesdays. So I deeply apologize for all that mix-up and that if you're having trouble accessing your Monday files. So we are going to be doing our Tuesday lessons, so that means you can access your Tuesday files now. Sorry again for all the mix-up and confusion. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the second listening file. So we're going to be talking about the future, cars of the future. So we got someone who's reading a book while driving, doesn't look safe. I'd like you to pull this sheet out, please and thank you. All right, let me just get rid of this stuff on the board. We'll touch on this another day, so don't worry too much. Also, you have no written assignment this week. Hooray! So a little bit less homework for you guys, which is nice. Okay, get rid of all that. Alrighty, so the future. The future. Cars of the future. Well, the one good thing I suppose about accidentally doing yesterday's grammar is now you're going to be familiarized with talking about things that will happen in the future. So, live and learn, I guess. Okay, so let's take a look. So, we got a few warm-up questions. Let's begin with those. Okay, here we go. Question number 1. How different will cars in the future one more time. How different will cars in the future be from cars today? So that's a bit of a mouthful. Even I kind of stumbled there for a second. So, cars today, yeah, they're pretty cool. But think about like 50 years from now, or maybe even 100 years. How will cars be different? What do you think? So, I'll give an example. Maybe we could say something like cars. Don't know what happened to my W there. Cars will blah, 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 blah. Okay. So, for example, I could say something like maybe cars will be able to drive themselves. Maybe, I don't know. So this is just a guess, a prediction, if you may. So don't know if this will actually happen, but I think that's probably gonna happen. So cars will be able to drive themselves, maybe. What do you guys think? Please give me some examples or thoughts about cars in the future. Cars will blah, 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 blah. Go ahead and type out your answers below. What do you think? Excuse me. Any thoughts? You can just give a very short example. It's totally fine. All right. While you're typing out your answers, in the meantime, I'm going to write down question number 2. What are some of the dangers of driving? What are some dangerous things that can happen while you're driving? So let's see. I'm going to think of an example, an obvious example. Some of the dangers of driving. You might get in a car crash. Get in a car crash. And that's pretty scary. Like, you don't want to be in a car crash. It's pretty awful. So that is one of the dangers of driving. Do you guys have any other dangers? Like, can you think of anything else that might be dangerous about driving? You can let me know in the comments, all right? Any thoughts on what cars will be like in the future? Okay, I see somebody wrote, cars will have warm seats. Nice. Some cars have them now, but not all cars. Cars will have warm seats. I like that. I like a car with a warm seat. Nice, good suggestion. Thank you. All right. And so, let me know if you have any thoughts about number 1 or number 2. Feel free to type in, any thoughts you have, and I'll bring them up with the rest of the class because it'd be fun to talk about our answers. Okay, so in the meantime, I'd like us to go over some of the key vocabulary. These are some words that are gonna pop up in the listening that it would be nice for you to know what it means. All right, so I'm gonna get rid of number 1. Get rid of all that. Okay, and let's do, all right, so first we have driverless. What do you think driverless means? So, I'll give you a hint. Headless means no head. Fearless means no fear. So, driverless means no driver. So basically that means a car that can drive itself. No driver. Pretty cool, hey? Pretty awesome. Good stuff, good stuff. So that's driverless. Okay. And next we have cause quite the stir. This is an idiom, we should say. Cause quite the stir. Okay, so something causes quite the stir. It means like it makes news and everyone kind of hears about it. So it could just be something as simple as, maybe the couple next door, they got into a fight last night. So yeah, that couple, they got into a fight and they caused quite a stir. Like everyone was like, oh, what's going on? Oh man, they're really loud. Okay, so it means like to make people aware of something. Sometimes they get mean. To be big news. To be big news. All right. And okay, so I'm gonna get rid of this because I don't see people doing the warm up. That's okay. All right. Now, like a dream come true. Like a dream come true. Okay, so for example, maybe your dream is to move to a tropical island, your own beautiful tropical island. And that is your dream. Now imagine if that actually happens, it comes true. You get to live on this tropical island all by yourself. It's awesome, it's beautiful. So yeah. However, it's probably not gonna happen. Very unlikely. Maybe you have to win the lottery for it to happen. So for something to be like a dream come true, so this is usually for situations that would be kind of impossible, but would be amazing if it did happen. So let me think. So something that probably wouldn't happen. Wouldn't happen. But would be amazing. But would be amazing if it did. If it did. So for example, I could say, oh my gosh, getting married in Hawaii would be a dream come true. So it means like, yeah, getting married in Hawaii, amazing. It'd be super beautiful. Really expensive. I probably can't do it. Man, but having a wedding in Hawaii is like a dream come true. So that's what it means to be like a dream come true. Okay, so now what I would like you to do, if you can, I want you to look up some of the meanings for these words and tell me the meanings. Okay, so I'll let you take a look at this and take a picture if you need to because I'm going to erase it in a few seconds. So I'm going to erase it in 3, 2, 1. And it is down. Okay, so we got rid of that. Okay, actually I'll leave like a dream come true up there for a little bit. So the word that I want you to look up and give me the definition is downright. Downright. I want you to look up the definition. You can do it on a dictionary, that's totally fine. And please tell me the meaning of this word, okay? Ready, set, go. Okay. And next, be in the works. Be in the works. All right, so I will explain this one. You don't have to look up this one. This is the one I want you to be looking up. Let me just take a swig of water. Thank you. Okay, let me just quickly look at something. Okay, so, all right, no responses for downright yet. That's okay, keep typing, maybe you're still looking it up. I'm going to go over be in the works. So to be in the works means is something is in progress. Something is in progress. So basically it means it's not done yet. Not done yet. So for example, there is a beautiful new park in the works where I live. So my city is working on building a new park. It's not done yet, but it's in the works. Like they're planning it and they're building it. That is in the works. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of like a dream come true. All right, so next we have R and D. So R and D is short for something, but what? I would like you to look this up, please. So I'd like you to look up in your dictionary and tell me what this means. I don't see anything for downright yet. So what does downright mean? I was looking for an answer, something along the lines of this. Like basically it is similar to absolutely. So for example, let's see, I'm trying to think of a good example. All right, so the idea of me living downtown is downright silly. Like it's absolutely silly. I could not afford to live downtown. It's very noisy. I would not be too happy downtown. So that's just an example of what downright can mean. So I'll write that down. It's a good new word, downright. New words. Today I learned downright. Yeah, okay, another example. The weather in Vancouver in the winter is downright awful. So it rains, it's cold, it's gray, it's never sunny, it's downright miserable sometimes. The summer is amazing. So give and take, right? Okay, so I'm gonna leave R&D open. I'm gonna let you guys try and figure what that means. I'm gonna tell you what prototypes means, or prototype. Prototype. Okay, this is gonna be a bit of a tricky one for me to explain, but a prototype is kind of like an early starter of something. It's not the final product. Okay, so for example, it could be like a test of a product. It's basically not the final product. Not the final product. So it's like the early stages of a product. So, for example, the prototype, so you know iPhone's super famous. Everyone has a smartphone or like a smartphone right now. But maybe the prototype cell phone, like the smartphone prototype was probably not this good. It was probably bigger and slower and didn't have very good cameras. Like, you couldn't take very good pictures of it. So yeah, the smartphone prototype may be kind of different from today's modern smartphone. So think of proto. So proto is proto is Latin for beginning or like start, early. Okay, so R&D, no one gave me any thoughts on that. So what R&D? This is not a word I ever hear, to be honest. But basically it's short for review and discussion. Now, do not worry about memorizing this. This is it just pops up in the listening, so I want to make sure when you hear R&D that you know, like, oh, review and discussion. So, you know, before you sell a product to the market. So for example, before, maybe you have your prototype smartphone, but before you actually put it on sale to the people, you have to have a lot of R&D. You have to have a lot of review and discussion. You have to talk to people. Oh yeah, no, I think this smartphone, it's a great idea, but the camera's awful. Is there any way we can make a better camera on this thing? What do you guys think? Oh yeah, might be possible. Review and discussion. Okay, okie dokie. Let's get rid of these two. Downright, be in the works. Okay, so, pass with flying colors. Okay, pass with flying colors. Pass with flying colors. Pass with, oof. This is an idiom. You might hear it relatively often, especially in school. So to pass with flying colors means you passed a test or an exam with a really high grade. So basically, to pass a test with a very high grade or a perfect grade. So not just for people, but it can be for products. So maybe, for example, the prototype phone, everyone likes this prototype smartphone, it passed with flying colors. Now we can sell it to the market. All right, so pass with flying colors. Whenever you're in school, you always want to pass with flying colors, yeah. Okay, next, double check. Sorry, I'm just blasting through these a little bit because I feel like I might be moving a little too slow. Okay, so double check. What do you think this means? Okay, so obviously you have check, and you know what check means, right? So it means to look over something. So let's say, for example, you give me your homework, and you know, okay, I'm checking it. But then I want to check one more time, so I'm going to double check it. So it means to check something twice. So double means 2 times. So once, double. So maybe you've heard this in restaurants, like double cheeseburger. It means there's 2 burger patties on the cheeseburger. Double check, double cheeseburger. Okay, so double. What does triple mean? What do you think triple might mean then? Okay, so I'm gonna write down triple. But I want you guys to look up this word, please. Try to look up the word in a dictionary and let me know the meaning of triple. I'll give you a hint. It's related to double. It's a very similar type of word. Okay. Next we have, oh my gosh, quadruple. Okay, maybe you could look this up too. Quadruple. So all these words are related to each other. So please check out triple and quadruple, okay? And I'm gonna get rid of pass with flying colors. Okay, we're going to do be equipped with. Be equipped with. This is a passive verb. So to equip means to put or attach something onto another. Okay, that's not a very good way to explain it. All right. Be equipped with. So basically means to have or carry something. So let's say, for example, do you guys know Legend of Zelda? It's the video game about the elf, and he is equipped with a sword. So, or Link, that's his name, sorry, Link. He is equipped with a sword. He carries a sword to protect himself. So that is what to be equipped means. Okay, I see somebody wrote triple, thank you. So triple means, it's basically another way to say 3. So if you triple check something, so you check it once, you check it twice, you check it 3 times, and quadruple is 4 times. So, for example, if you can have a triple cheeseburger, that means 3 patties. Quadruple cheeseburger means 4 patties. Yeah, it's pretty insane. That's a lot of burger meat. Okay. All right, we're getting there, Getting through all our words. I'm gonna get rid of double check. And I'm gonna get rid of triple, because that's pretty simple. Okay, sensors. All right. So we're getting pretty technical here, and this is not my specialty, but I'll do my best. Okay, so sensors, basically they are electronic parts in a machine that can sense or feel something. So I'm gonna say electronic parts that can sense, maybe for example, movement. Or temperature. So let's say, for example, my parents' car, this is their car. I'm sorry, this is awful, I know. But it has sensors at the back and the front. So let's say they are driving on the highway and they want to go to the left. However, maybe there's another car that is going up here. So this car has sensors somewhere around here. And what happens is if the sensor can sense a car coming, it's gonna go beep, 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 beep. And that basically tells my parents, don't turn left because there's a car coming. You're going to crash, be careful. So that is what a sensor can do in a car, for example. Okay, and wrap up. Okay, so let's get rid of be equipped with. So to wrap up, this is an idiom. It means to end something. So usually this is used for like a TV show or a program. So let's say, for example, at the end of the lesson today, I might say, okay guys, I'm gonna wrap up everything and we're gonna finish our lesson. So basically it means to end something, like to end a lesson, to end a TV show. And finally, last one, state of the art. Okay. State of the art. State of the art. So basically it means very fancy, fandangled, lots of technology, state of the art, like greatly advanced in terms of technology. In terms of technology. So for example, this is not true, but I'm just gonna pretend. This phone, this is a state-of-the-art phone. It has like so much space, infinite space. It can take perfect pictures. It's amazing, like it's the best phone you're gonna find on the market. It was made 5 months ago, state-of-the-art iPhone. This is actually 2 years old and it has a cracked case. See, it's not actually state-of-the-art, just pretending. Okie doke, guys, I think we are ready to do our listening. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over the comprehension questions. I will tell you what we are looking for. What information do I want you guys to find? Okay. Okay, so comprehension. That means we check what you understood from the listening exercise. Okay, question number 1. Who is Elon Musk? You've probably heard this name a lot, but who is he? So, when you hear the name Elon Musk, try to see if you can understand who he is. Okay, and number 2, why is Elon excited about his driverless cars? Remember, driverless, that means no driver. So you can probably see the picture here. This looks like a driverless car. So you can read while the car drives for you. Sounds pretty nice, eh? So why is he excited for this? So listen for the word driverless cars. Keep an ear out and see why he's so stoked about it. Question number 3. Okay, so is he happy with the prototypes so far? And yeah, did they pass? Okay. So, remember prototypes, that means kind of like kind of some of the first driverless cars. You cannot buy these yet. They are not on the market. They're still being tested. So they're still prototypes. So listen for prototypes and listen for the word pass. How did they pass? Like how well did they pass? Listen for that, okay? And number 4. Are these cars perfectly safe? Are these cars perfectly safe? Okay, so basically perfectly safe means 100% safe. No car accidents, no car crashes, totally fine. So what do you think? Is it gonna be yes or no? So try to listen for the answer when they talk about how safe the driverless cars are. Okay, and number 5, this is gonna be the trickiest questions. How do these, that was an awful S, I apologize. How do these cars work? Okay, so this is going to be the longest answer. How do these cars work? Why do you not need a driver? How does it work? So here you're going to have to really listen and take some notes down, okay? So these are the questions that I want you to try to focus on listening to and getting the answers, okay? So I'm gonna play the listening file. I'll play it through it at least 3 times, okay? So get your listeners out and get your pens ready. Are you ready? So here we go in 3, 2, 1.
Howdy listeners, today I'm here with Mr. Elon Musk, founder of Tesla, one of the top car companies in the world. We will be talking about driverless cars, the cars of the future. Mr. Musk, thank you for joining us today for this interview.
It's my pleasure, and please, call me Elon.
Certainly. So, Elon, you must be very excited about your new driverless cars. I know they've caused quite the stir in the public. Can you talk a bit about that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is obviously kind of like a dream come true for me. I've always imagined one day having cars that drive themselves. And I'm happy that people seem to be quite open to the idea, because the 4th Industrial Revolution is here.
I think they're more than just open. I think they're downright thrilled about it. So, how long has this been in the works then?
We started working on this concept over 10 years ago. You know, a lot of R&D has to go into something as big as this, so we've needed time. And I'm happy with the prototype so far. They've passed the test with flying colors.
Yes, I know. I've seen plenty of videos of your cars on YouTube. They seem safe, but are they 100% safe?
Well, like anything, there are risks. Nothing's perfect, but I can say that we double, triple, quadruple check to make sure that our cars are safe for the streets.
I'm sure they will be. How do the cars drive themselves?
All of the cars are equipped with a lot of sensors to analyze the environment around them and drive safely. They have the best AI technology, so it's like they are big brains. They can basically think for themselves.
I'm sure they can. I bet they are even smarter than me. So, my last question before we wrap up this short interview. How much will one of these state-of-the-art cars go for?
You'll just have to wait and see.
Really? Well, I'm sure I'll have to work overtime if I want to get one. Thank you so much for your time, Elon.
Oh, my pleasure.
Okay, guys, so that was the first listening round. Don't worry if you didn't get any of these answers, that's totally fine. So, I think what I'll do is, if you guys do have any of the answers, feel free to type them out now. But in the meantime, I'm going to play this clip another time and see if you guys can try and get some more of these answers. So I'm gonna start playing that clip once again in 3, 2, 1, here we go.
Howdy, listeners. Today I'm here with Mr. Elon Musk, founder of Tesla, one of the top car companies in the world. We will be talking about driverless cars, the cars of the future. Mr. Musk, thank you for joining us today for this interview.
It's my pleasure. And please, call me Elon.
Certainly. So, Elon, you must be very excited about your new driverless cars. I know they've caused quite the stir in the public. Can you talk a bit about that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is obviously kind of like a dream come true for me. I've always imagined one day having cars that drive themselves. And I'm happy that people seem to be quite open to the idea, because the fourth industrial revolution is here.
I think they're more than just open. I think they're downright thrilled about it. So, how long has this been in the works then?
We started working on this concept over 10 years ago. You know, a lot of R&D has to go into something as big as this, so we've needed time. And I'm happy with the prototype so far. They've passed the test with flying colors.
Yes, I know. I've seen plenty of videos of your cars on YouTube. They seem safe, but are they 100% safe?
Well, like anything, there are risks. Nothing's perfect, but I can say that we double, triple, quadruple check to make sure that our cars are safe for the streets.
I'm sure they will be. How do the cars drive themselves?
All of the cars are equipped with a lot of sensors to analyze the environment around them and drive safely. They have the best AI technology, so it's like they are big brains. They can basically think for themselves.
I'm sure they can. I bet they are even smarter than me. So, my last question before we wrap up this short interview. How much will one of these state-of-the-art cars go for?
You'll just have to wait and see.
Really? Well, I'm sure I'll have to work overtime if I want to get one. Thank you so much for your time, Elon.
Oh, my pleasure.
Okay, guys, so now I'd like us to see if we can answer any of these questions. All right, so number 1, who is Elon Musk? Please type out your answers now. What do you think? Who is Elon Musk? So what I'll do is we're gonna listen one last time. How we're going to do it is I'm going to play the clip until we get to question 1. And so you're gonna hear the answer for question 1 one last time, okay? So here we go.
Howdy, listeners. Today I'm here with Mr. Elon Musk, founder of Tesla, one of the top car companies in the world.
There you have it. Type in your answers now. I'll just grab a drink of water. So who is Elon Musk? You can keep your answer short, don't worry. It doesn't have to be a super long, beautiful, flowing sentence. All right, so I'm gonna let you do that. And we have an answer. Thank you, Angela. He is the founder of Tesla, indeed. The founder of Tesla. And we all know what Tesla is, right? Big electric company. They're famous for their electric cars. Very expensive electric cars. Okay, now we're gonna listen for number 2. Why is Elon excited about his driverless cars? So just like for number 1, I'm going to play a short clip. After the answer is done, I'm gonna pause it, okay? All right, here we go. Number 2.
We will be talking about driverless cars, the cars of the future. Mr. Musk, thank you for joining us today for this interview.
It's my pleasure. And please, call me Elon.
Certainly. So, Elon, you must be very excited about your new driverless cars. I know they've caused quite the stir in the public. Can you talk a bit about that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is obviously kind of like a dream come true for me.
All right, so that is the answer. Go ahead and type it out. Why is Elon excited about his driverless cars? Why? He said he was talking about an idiom. It's an idiom that I wrote on the board about 20 minutes ago, maybe. Yeah, for sure. This is obviously kind of like a dream come true for me. What do you think? Any thoughts? And take another sip of water. All right. No thoughts? Okay, so I'll read out the answer one last time and hopefully you can get an idea. Okay. So Elon, you must be very excited about your new driverless cars. I know they've caused quite the stir in the public. Can you talk a bit about that? Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is obviously kind of like a dream come true for me. Okay, so that was the answer. Hopefully you guys are able to hear it. Submit your answers now. Okay, so I'll give you a hint. It's like something, 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 something. Yes. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Angela. This is obviously kind of like a dream come true for me. Thank you. It's like a dream come true. It's like a dream come true for him, technically, because now we're talking about third person. But yeah, thank you. It's like a dream come true for him. Exactly. Good. Okay, we're moving on to question number 3. Right, and sorry, I was trying to find it. So, is he happy with the prototype so far? And did they pass? So, I guess a better way to say this, maybe we could say, why? Why is he so happy with the prototype? So is he happy with the prototype so far? Okay, so I'm going to play the clip again, and after it says the answer, I'm gonna stop it, okay? So get your listening ears ready. Here we go in 3, 2, 1.
I've always imagined one day having cars that drive themselves. And I'm happy that people seem to be quite open to the idea, because the 4th Industrial Revolution is here.
I think they're more than just open. I think they're downright thrilled about it. So, how long has this been in the works then?
We started working on this concept over 10 years ago. You know, a lot of R&D has to go into something as big as this, so we've needed time. And I'm happy with the prototype so far. They've passed the test with flying colors.
All right, there it is. Type in your answers now. Is he happy with the prototype so far? And why? What do you think? Is he happy with them? We started working on this concept 10 years ago. You know, a lot of R&D has to go into something as big as this. So we've needed time. And I'm happy with the prototype so far. They've passed the test with flying colors. All right. So I'll let you think of the answer there and type that all in. I'm just gonna get rid of number 1 and number 2, just so we're not cluttering up the board too much. Alrighty. Get rid of that. Like a dream come true, oh boy. Okay. So, what do we think? Any thoughts about number 3? Angela, do you have any thoughts about this one? Is he happy with the prototypes? Why is he happy with the prototypes? Any thoughts? Feel free to type in what you got. All right. Okay, so I'm not seeing any responses. That's okay, don't worry. So, I'm gonna move number 3 up here because it's a bit of a longer answer. But essentially, yes, he is happy with the prototypes. He says, I'm happy with the prototypes so far. And so why is he happy with them? He says, they something with something something. I'm gonna see if you can type out the rest of this. Maybe you can fill in this part. Remember, it's an idiom. You use it in school pretty often. So let me know if you can fill this part in. If you can't though, don't worry, not a big deal. Okay, so let's get rid of number 3. All right, number 4. Are these cars perfectly safe? Are they 100% safe? Yes or no? And maybe if you can, try to pick up why. All right, and yes, Angela, they passed the tests with flying colors. They passed the tests. Sorry, I'll put that up here. They passed the tests with flying colors. Good job. Thank you for your participation, Angela. Yes, so basically, as I said, to pass with flying colors means you do a really good job. You get a very high score. So this is good news for Elon's driverless cars. Hooray! All right, now number 4. Are these cars completely safe? Yes or no? And if they are not completely safe, why? Try to listen to why, okay? So we're gonna listen to this clip in 3, 2, 1, here we go.
Yes, I know. I've seen plenty of videos of your cars on YouTube. They seem safe, but are they 100% safe?
Well, like anything, there are risks. Nothing's perfect.
So that's number 4. Are they safe? Are they perfectly safe? If no, why? So I'll let you try and fill that in. So basically, what does he say? Are these cars 100% safe? Well, like anything, there are risks. Nothing's perfect. So what do you think? I know there's a little bit of a lag, so I'm gonna give you a moment to type in your answers. So if there's a quiet pause on my end, you'll just have to pardon me. Okay. I'm going to just prepare number 5's answers. So, how do these cars work? Okay, so let me get rid of this down here. All right, and we got an answer from Angela, thank you. Nothing's perfect, yes, so Basically, no, they are not 100% safe. No, because nothing's perfect. Nothing's perfect. Perfect. I can spell, I swear. Yes. So basically he says there are risks. Nothing is ever 100% guaranteed. Nothing's perfect. Thank you. Good. Okay. Now for the trickiest question. You're going to be doing a lot of typing for this, so get ready. Number 5. How do these driverless cars work? How do the cars drive themselves? How do they work? Okay, so I'm going to play, and I'd like you guys to take notes as best you can. I can play this clip 2 more times if you like, so that you can take a lot of notes, because this is a longer answer. Okay, you ready? Here we go.
But I can say that we double, triple, quadruple check to make sure that our cars are safe for the streets.
I'm sure they will be. How do the cars drive themselves?
All of the cars are equipped with a lot of sensors to analyze the environment around them and drive safely. They have the best AI technology, so it's like they are big brains. They can basically think for themselves.
There you have it. I'll let you take some notes. And then I'm going to play that part one last time. Oh, are we running out of time already? Okay, so I'm going to play that clip one last time. And here we go.
Cars are equipped with a lot of sensors to analyze the environment around
Themselves.
All right. Okay, so what we'll actually do is we're going to take this last question and we're going to finish it up in the next class, okay? So I apologize, we didn't quite get through all the questions, but we will finish up in 10 minutes, okay? So we'll take our break and see you in 10 minutes. Bye-bye. Hello everybody and welcome back. Thank you for coming back and tuning in. Okay, so as promised, we're gonna go over this last question. I see Angela already typed down answer. Thank you so much, Angela. So I think most of you can see her answer, but just in case you can't, this was the answer. So how do these cars work? All of the cars are equipped. They have a lot of sensors to analyze the environment around them and drive safely. So that's it. Well done. Thank you so much for your participation with the listening exercise. Good stuff, good stuff. Okay, so now we are going to move on to our elective class. The last class of today is called Predictions. Ooh. So I would like you to please pull out this sheet here. Should have a very old looking phone in the right top corner. So please pull this out and we'll get started. Just gonna get rid of this. Sorry we didn't get to do discussion for this part. Okay. Predictions. Predictions. What is a prediction? So, as you may have guessed, our theme this week is talking about the future. So, basically, predictions, it means to guess what will happen in the future. Now, just because you predict something doesn't mean it will happen. It might happen. So, for example, my prediction is that in 100 years from now, cars will be able to fly. Everyone will have a flying car. So that is my prediction. Will it actually happen? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. We will see. Okay, so let me just get rid of that. So I'm gonna write down that new word, prediction. Prediction. Okay, so now let's do the warm-up. So number one, we are going to discuss what has been the most important invention in the last 100 years. The most important invention. Invention. We could say inventions. You could say more than one. In the last 100 years. In the last 100 years, sorry. So what do you guys think is the most important invention that's happened in the last 100 years? Please type in your thoughts. There's no right or wrong answer. It's just whatever you think is important. Like, what do you think has been an important invention? Okay, so basically since 1920 until now. So like within this time range. If something was invented a little bit before, that's okay, don't worry. But what do you think is the most important invention in the last 100 years? So, I don't know, what? It's a tough one. For me, I think maybe GPS units? GPS units. Okay, so what is a GPS? GPS unit, it's basically like a tracker. It can show where something is. For example, in your smartphone, Google Maps uses GPS. It basically gets the information from satellites up in space and it gets sent back to your phone, and that's how you can, like, you know, find your way to your favorite restaurant or your friend's house or the closest gas station. This is also very important, I think, like if you're alone in the woods, like many people like who work in the wilderness, they need to have this so that if they get lost, people can help them and they can send out locations being like, hey, I'm here, help me. So this is one of just my personal opinion. I think this is one of the most important inventions in the last 100 years. What about you? What do you think? Angela, do you have any thoughts? What do you think is the most important invention? You can say more than one thing. If you have two, you can just type it out. That's totally cool. Okay. So I will let you go ahead and you can type that out, but I'm going to prepare the keyword section in the meantime. Okay. Keywords. Okay. All right. So I will get rid of this for now. I also think smartphones. I think they're pretty important inventions. You know, we can take them out with us and we can contact people like, you know, hey, I'm gonna be late, or hey, I'm lost, where are you? Let's meet here. So yeah, I think smartphones or cell phones, I guess, are a pretty important invention. Okay. Okay, so moving on to number 2, keywords. So here we have 9 words. We have 1, a mogul or mogul. A mogul. Number 2, we have stare. Okay, so this is a verb. And this is a noun. Number 3, misreport somebody. Misreport somebody. So this is also a verb. And number 4, a rumor. Rumor has it, a rumor. And this is a noun because we have an article in front of it. Number 5, a sensation. A new sensation. Also a noun. Number 6, bright. This is an adjective. A-D-J is short for adjective. Number 7, we have a pioneer. Another noun. Pioneer. Number 8, we have spam. Okay, now this is not the kind of spam that's like you eat out of a tin. This is a different kind of spam, so be careful. I know we're getting hungry. We might be thinking of this kind of yummy, tasty food spam, but this is different. And 9, a vacuum cleaner. I think you all know what a vacuum cleaner is. So hopefully that one's pretty easy. Okay, so what you have to do is try to match the definitions with the correct letter on the right. Okay, so what is a mogul? What do you think is a mogul? These are words that are gonna pop up in the reading that we're gonna do together. What do you think a mogul is? So let's see, what do we have? A machine which cleans floors and other surfaces by sucking up dust and dirt. That's not a mogul, that's something else. A person or organization which is one of the first to do something. Maybe. A story that people hear from other people, which may or may not be true. Probably not, I don't know. An important, powerful person in business or entertainment. Maybe. It is a noun. Intelligent. This is a noun. Intelligent is an adjective. Probably not. Something which causes great excitement and interest. Maybe, maybe not. To give the wrong information. Oh, that's a verb. So definitely that's not mogul. Number 8. To look for a long time with your eyes open. That's a verb, so that's definitely not that. Unwanted emails, usually advertisements. What do you guys think? You could just type in the letter, okay? So, for example, let's do number 9 together. Number 9 I think is fairly easy, so let's do that as an example. Okay, so a vacuum cleaner, it is indeed letter A. A machine which cleans the floors and other surfaces by sucking up dirt and dust. So you can just draw a little line like that. But essentially, all you have to do is type in A. That's all you have to do. Just type in the letter, okay? You don't have to type out the whole definition. Just type out the letter that matches the definition and the word. Okie doke? All right, so what's number 1? It is a noun. So try to choose an answer, a description that is describing a noun. And I'd also like you guys to do number 2, stare. This is a verb. Let's take a look at the verbs. Let's see. Let's see. Verb, 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 verb. Okay. To give the wrong information in a newspaper, magazine, news broadcast about what somebody said. Or H. To look for a long time with your eyes wide open. Which one do you think it is? Do you think it's G or do you think it's H? Please type in your answers below. All right, so yeah, there's only 2 answers for this one because there's not very many verb answers. Don't be shy. Okay. All right, and number 3, another verb. So once again, you only have 2 choices. Is it G or H? So G, to give the wrong information about what somebody said. Or H, to look at a long time with your eyes wide open. What do you think? G or H? Okay. I see we got an answer for number 1, and they said, basically, yes, they said D. So, someone, an important, powerful person in business or entertainment. Yes, very good. So, D is the answer for number 1. So, for example, if someone is a tech mogul, that means they are really famous in the technology industry. So Steve Jobs, who created the iPhone, he was a big tech mogul. Elon Musk, also a big tech mogul because he's got his fancy electric cars and whatnot. No answers for this one yet. Nothing for number 2, nothing for number 3. Okay, so for number 2, stare, basically it was letter H. Oops, wrong one. No. Let's try that again. H, okay. So, to look at a long time with your eyes wide open. So, now I am staring at you. It's a good word. Stare. To look at something for a long time. Usually if you stare at somebody, it's very rude. You don't want to do this. Okay, so that means the only other verb, number 3, misreport, is going to be G. Okay. So basically, to give the wrong information about what somebody said. So for example, let's pretend I am a newscaster. I'm on TV, and maybe I was talking to Elon Musk before. And so I interviewed him, and then I asked, okay, so Elon told me that his cars are not safe. They're dangerous. But that's not true. Elon Musk told me, no, they're very safe. Not 100%, but we're trying to make sure they are safe for the roads. But I said, no, his cars are not safe. I misreported his information. That is what misreporting is. Okay, now, let's do number 4. A rumor. Okay, so this is a noun. A lot of these are nouns, so it's going to be kind of tricky to, to solve them, but it's okay. We can do this. Okay, so what is a rumor? What do you guys think? Is it a person or organization which is one of the first to do something? A story that people hear from other people, which may or may not be true. Is it something which causes great excitement and interest? Or is it unwanted emails, usually advertisements? So type in, what do you think a rumor is? Go ahead. A sensation. Oh, what is a sensation? Do you think it's B? Do you think it's C? Or do you think it's F? Or maybe I? Go ahead, don't be shy. Type in your letters. All right, I see somebody has typed in number 4 and they said it is a story. That is correct, which means it is C. Yes. A story that may or may not be true. Nice, good, good. All right, and a sensation. Any thoughts there? I'll give you a moment. Bright. Okay, so it is an adjective. There's only one adjective in here. So, what do you think bright means? There are 2 meanings for bright. There's this bright, like the light is bright, but that's not what they're talking about. It's different. It's a different adjective. Similar to smart. Go ahead, type in your answers. And a pioneer. What is a pioneer? Type in your answers now. Okay. And I don't see any answers for sensation. What I was hoping is that so I just have to find it. Okay, so the answer for sensation is F. It is something which causes great excitement and interest. So for example, Lady Gaga is a sensation because of the way she dresses. Like she has crazy fashion, so she's always a sensation in the news. Okay, bright, any thoughts? Pioneer, any thoughts? And spam. Type in your answers. So, let's see. Somebody said intelligent for bright. Thank you very much. So that means E. Yes, very good, E. Bright can mean intelligent. So for example, maybe you have a child who is very bright. That means they are very smart. Okay, so we only have pioneer and spam. We got 2 possible answers for pioneer. Unwanted emails, advertisements, that's I. Or B, a person or organization which is one of the first to do something. So do you think it's B or I? What do you guys think? I'll let you type in your answers. Go for it, don't be shy. Okay, so somebody said number 7 is B. Good job, thank you. Yes, B. A person or organization which is one of the first to do something. That means number 8 is going to be I. So spam, not the kind you eat, but it is emails you do not want. Usually it's advertisements. Okay, good stuff, guys. Now, all right, so I'm going to erase this because we're pretty much all done with the keywords. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go to number 3, find the information. So I'd like you to quickly read over these questions, and I'm going to go over them with you in a second, but do give them a look over now if you can. Okay, sweet. So, find the information. The information. Okay, so basically what we're going to do next is we are going to read over this together. And each paragraph, we have 8 paragraphs. And they're all about predictions that were wrong. Predictions that did not come true. So, what I would like you to do is, so we're going to read the article and find out who made the following inaccurate predictions. So, inaccurate. This is an adjective. So that means false. Maybe not accurate, basically, not reliable. So, number 1. Okay, so the British will not need telephones. The British will not need telephones. Need telephones. Okay, oops. So, I want you to find out. So this is a quote. The British will not need telephones. Who said this? Who said it? And when did they say it? Okay? So let's do the first one together. Okay. So we're going to go to the next page. And here we have the iPod. It's certain to fail. And other predictions that experts would rather forget. So basically, we're going to look at all these predictions that were inaccurate. They didn't turn out to be true. So let's do number 1. The telephone. How un-British. In 1878, Sir William Preece, the chief engineer of the post office, said, "The Americans have need of the telephone, but the British do not. We have plenty of messenger boys. But now, with nearly 80 million handsets or telephones in Britain alone, that's almost 2 phones per adult, we've never needed them more." Okay, so number 1, as you will see, when, so we say in 1878, Sir William Preece. Okay, so who? Sir William Preece. And when did he say this? 1878. Okay. So that's all I want you guys to do. Just look who said the quote and when they said it. Okie doke? Okay, now, number 2. Once again, who said it and when, okay? So I want you to type out the answers this time. Ready? Okay, here we go. Number 2, television. Boring. Televisions were first sold widely in the 1930s. So, what influenced Daryl Zanuck, a Hollywood mogul and founder of 20th Century Fox, when in 1946, he predicted that people would soon get tired of staring at a box every single night? Okay, so who said it and when did they say it? The answer in number 2, television boring. Please type out your answers now. Okay, let me just get some water. Any thoughts? Angela, did you get the answer for number 2 by chance? Let me know if you did. And I'm gonna set up number 3. Gonna set up the who and set up the when. When. Okay, so I'm gonna read out number 3 and we'll come back to number 2 if someone has an answer. So hopefully you can type out that answer soon. If not, don't worry. Okay, number 3, 640 kilobytes of memory, all you need on a PC. Let's be fair to Bill Gates. He claims he was misreported when, in 1981, there were rumors about his view that nobody would need more than 640 kilobytes on their PCs. Most machines are sold with at least 2 gigabytes of memory now. Only 3,500 times the amount that people say Gates predicted. Okay, so who said it and when did he say it? What was this rumor about? All right, and I see we have an answer for number 2. So they said Daryl Zanuck. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Daryl Zanuck. And when did he say it? They said 1946. Thank you. Good job. Nice. Well done, well done. All right. And number 3, feel free to type in the answers. You can go ahead, you can quickly read as well. You don't just have to listen. You can read the information, type it in. Okie doke. All right, so I'm gonna get rid of number 1 because we don't need that anymore. Okay, let's do number 4. iPod, certain failure. Yeah, right. Okay. Who and when? Okay. So I'm gonna read number 4 now. Sir Alan Sugar, the Amstrad boss, has a reputation for straight talking. What then was he thinking when he said in an interview in February 2005, next Christmas, the iPod will be dead, finished, gone, kaput. The media players designed by Apple are one of the technical sensations of the decade, selling 174 million units worldwide. Okay, so very false prediction there. So who said it and when did he say it? All right, and do we have any answers for number 3? We do. All right, thank you. So Bill Gates, yes, Bill Gates. And when did he report this? 1981, very good, in 1981. Nice, well done. Okay, so I think we're done with number 2. And please feel free to type in your answers for number 4. Number 5. Who and when? Okay, here we go. Number 5. And don't forget to fill this in. Number 5. In 1933, a Boeing 247 capable of holding 10 people took flight. One unnamed engineer proudly declared, "There will never be a bigger plane built." True, if you do not include the Boeing 727, 737, and 747, and hundreds of other airplanes, commercial or military planes. Maybe keeping his name secret was the brightest idea that engineer had. Okay, so who said it? And when did they say it? What do you think the answers are? Okay, number 4, I don't see any answers. So the answer here for number 4 was Sir Alan Sugar. So he was a big doubter of the iPod. And when did he say it? February 2005. February 2005 was when he reported about the iPod not going to be successful. Okay, and all right, so number 5, please fill it in if you can. Number 6. Number 6. Alrighty, all right. Who and when? Okie doke. So, number 6. Computers are not really for home use. Digital Equipment Corp, better known as DEC, has been a pioneer of the U.S. computer industry. But what was its co-founder, Ken Olsen, thinking when he argued in 1977 that there is no reason for anybody to have a computer at their home? Now, more than 1 billion people have computers at home. So another prediction gone wrong. Who said it and when did they say it? Okay, I see somebody has written down when, and they wrote 1933, thank you. But who said it? I don't see an answer for who. This is a bit of a trick question because this person didn't have a name. So it's just like one unnamed engineer. So unnamed, basically that means no name. Nobody got their name. So just an unknown person. Okay, so feel free to fill in number 6 if you can. 2 more to go. Almost there. Okay, number 7. What are we talking about now? The end of spam. Not the meaty kind of spam. Not the kind of spam we all like. The kind of spam we all hate. The computer spam. Okay. Whew. All right, here we go. The end of spam. What Bill Gates can't deny is providing the following piece of wisdom to the 2004 World Economic Forum. 2 years from now, the father of modern information technology said, spam will be solved. As everyone with an email account knows, the number of unwanted emails shows no sign of decreasing. It's going to keep happening. Do you guys get a lot of spam? So who said it? And when did they say it? All right, number 6, I see somebody, they answered it and they said 1977, very good. 1977, but who said it? And they said Ken Olsen. Ken Olsen. Don't know why I put a dash there, not necessary. Okay, good. And last one, number 8. And if you have an answer for number 7, please type it out. It's now or never. Who and when? Okay. Number 8, nuclear vacuum cleaning. Just over half a century ago, Alexander Lewitt, president of Lewitt Court Vacuum Company, made a prediction to the New York Times. Nuclear-powered vacuum cleaners will probably be a reality within 10 years, he said. Just over half a century ago. Alex Lewitt, president of the Lewitt Corp Vacuum Company. All right, so who said it and when did they say it? Gonna get rid of this. Any thoughts? Okay, scrap this. Okay, and somebody answered number 7. Who? Once again, Bill Gates. Oh, that infamous Bill Gates. And when did he say it? He said it in 2004. Good, thank you. Well done. All right, so how about number 8 then? What did we get for number 8? Any thoughts? No thoughts, no predictions? Okay, so I'm gonna fill in the when part, because the when part's kind of tricky. So over half a century ago. Over half a century ago. So what does this mean? This kind of means like over 50 years ago. So basically 1 century is about 100 years. So half a century would be 50 years then. Okay, and we see, oh, we have an answer, thank you. Somebody said Alex Lewitt. Alex Lewitt. Alex Lewitt, president of Lewitt Court Vacuum Company. Nice. Good job. Thank you guys. Thank you, thank you. Good participation. Alrighty. So now we are going to move on to, all right. Let's do number 4. Number 4. Reporting predictions. Okay. So let me get rid of this part here. Okie dokie. All done. Okay, so number 4, reporting predictions. Okay, so this is going to get a little bit grammatically interesting. So I kind of talked about this in the first lesson with grammar. So basically, simple future, if you remember, it was something will or won't plus verb. And this is the infinitive form, infinitive. So for example, like eat, sleep, work, play, just the simple plain form, infinitive form. Okay, so that is simple future. Now, what we're going to do is look at these. Okay, sorry. Let me rephrase that. Okay, so, and we also have wouldn't, or would / wouldn't, which means, oof, man. Okay, I can spell, I swear. Would not. Okay, so let's take a look at these two sentences here. So the first one says, there will never be a bigger plane built. That is a direct quote. That is exactly what the engineer said. He said people would soon get tired of staring at a box every night. This is reported speech. So we're not directly quoting someone, but we're quoting we're reporting what they said. Okay. So basically, what are the rules we use to make a future prediction? To make a future prediction. Okay, that is en fond. To make a future prediction, we are sure about. So this is something we feel certain about. For example, climate change will keep happening. Climate change will not stop. So that is my prediction, and I feel pretty certain of it. Okay. So, and next we use blank to report a certain future prediction. Future prediction made in the past. Okay, this is the key word, in the past. So, when do we use will or won't? And when do we use would or wouldn't? So, we use to make a future prediction we are sure about. We use to report a certain future prediction made in the past. So I'll give you a few more. So what do you think? Is it going to be will, won't? Or is it going to be would, wouldn't for number one? So this is number one. And what about number two? Do we use will, won't? Or do we use would, wouldn't, or would not for number two? Please type in your answers now. Okay, let me just take a water in the meantime. Okay. Don't be shy, any thoughts? Ooh. Don't know why I'm hot today. Pardon me, I know I'm looking kind of a bit at the moment. Okie doke. All right, so I see somebody said we use will, won't for number one. Yes, very good. So think about this. This is what we say if we're making a prediction now. So, for example, I was singing, climate change will not stop. So that's my prediction I made now, present tense. So that means would, wouldn't is talking about predictions made in the past. Use would or wouldn't to report. Okay, so for example, Melanie said that climate change would not stop. So now we're talking about something I said in the past. So when we're talking about past tense predictions, will becomes would and won't becomes wouldn't. Okie doke. All right, so I am going to erase all this now and get rid of all that. And we'll erase this. All done. Okie dokie. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move on to this part here. So complete the following definitions with infinitive forms of the underlined verbs from the text. Okay, so what that means is I want you to go back to the text and look for, look for the underlined words here. So let's do the first one together. Okay, let's see, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Here we go. Okay. So we're looking here. So basically, to say something is true, although you can't prove it. Okay, so which verb means that? So we're gonna take a look. Predict, no. Claim. He claims. Okay, so the infinitive form is claim. So don't say claims like the regular plain form, claim. So that's what I want you to do, okay? Look for the underlined verbs in the reading. Okay, so I want you to try now. Number 2, to say that something will happen in the future. What do you think it is? So go back. I want you to look, see if you can find any verbs that are underlined. Let's see. So we got quite a few verbs. We got predicted. That's one of the underlined verbs. That's a past tense, mind you. We have declared. What else do we have? We have argued, and we have deny. Okay. And we have claim, but we already did claim. So, number 2, to say something will happen in the future. So remember I was saying climate change will not stop. What did I just do? I just made a... Okay, so type in the answer for number 2, please. And number 3, to state something clearly or publicly. Predicted, declared, argued, or deny. What do you think it is? And number 4, to state an opinion or idea and give your reasons for it. Predicted, declared, argued, or denied. And number 5, to say something that is not true. Predicted, declared, argued, denied. What do you guys think? All right, somebody said for number 2, predict. Thank you. Predict. So remember, we want this to be an infinitive form, so not predicted, but predict. Good job. Thanks a bunch. Number 3, do we have anything? Somebody wrote declare. Very good. Declare, no D at the end needed. And what about number 4? Any thoughts? Yes, somebody wrote argue. Thank you. Good. Argue. So to argue is to state your opinion and idea and to give your reasons for it, which means deny is to say something is not true. Okay. So for example, I say climate change will not stop. But someone might say, that's not true, climate change is going to stop. They deny that climate change will they deny that climate change won't stop. Okay, how we doing? 5 minutes left, almost there, guys. Oh, okay. Now, I think what we'll do is, let's do number 6. Let's finish off with number 6. We won't do the whole thing, obviously. Maybe just like 4 or 5 questions, as much as we can get through. So we're gonna skip off to number 6, grammar practice. Okay, so let's get rid of that. Okay, and this is all done. Ooh, grammar practice. Gonna practice the grammar, 'cause grammar is good and all that. Okay. Number 1. Okay, so number 1, we have a sentence that says, robots or the robots will become very important in our lives one day. So, what do you think is the correct answer? Is it robots or is it the robots? So all you have to do is just type out which one is correct. Just choose one. So, what do you think? Are we talking about robots in general? Or are we talking about specific robots? This is the first time we kind of mentioned robots, so what do you think? So type in your answers below. Number 2. Computers we use at work aren't very good. The computers we use at work aren't very good. So number 2, is it going to be general computers or is it going to be specific? The computers. What do you guys think? Okay, so it says, computers we use at work. Sounds pretty specific to me. So what do you guys think it's going to be? Computers or the computers? And number 3, do you listen to music or do you listen to the music? Okay, so what do you guys think? So we're asking a question, kind of a general question. Do you think it's going to be general music or specific, the music? All right, and somebody said number 1 is robots. That is correct. So we're talking about robots in the future in general will become important. So feel free to answer number 2 and number 3 if you can. No pressure, no press, no press. All right, and number 4. So we have, once again, we're talking about music. So we could say, music they played at the disco last night was awful. So the disco means the party. The music they played at the disco last night was awful. So are we talking about non-specific general music? Or are we talking about a specific music at a specific place? What do you guys think? All right. And, oh, sorry, Angela. Okay, thank you for jumping in for number 1. Sorry I didn't get your answer sooner, but yes, that is right. Number 1 is indeed robots. Thank you so much. And if you have the answers for computers, feel free to do so. 1 last minute left. Make it count. What do you think? Is it computers or is it the computers? Is it music or the music for number 3? All right. And it looks like we have, yes, very good. The computers, thank you. That is the correct answer. Nice. Thanks, Angela. All right, so that was definitely because the computers at work, very specific computers. Okay, and so I'll just quickly circle the last 2 answers because we're out of time, unfortunately. Do you listen to music? Because it is very non-specific. We're just talking about music in general. And the music at the disco last night was awful because we're talking about a specific kind of music. Okay guys, so we're gonna end our lesson here today. Thank you for your participation. Always awesome to have you. So once again, there is no assignment, so don't worry about submitting any assignments tomorrow. It's all good. All right, thank you, Angela. I'm seeing your answers right now. Good stuff. Okay, I will be back tomorrow. We'll have a great lesson then. Have a good night. Bye-bye. Bye.